Okay, it's time to give everyone an update on my painting progress. I finally got all the figures I needed. So I started with the Iowa Bulls. If you watch my proposed league expansion video, it will be no surprise to you that I started with the Bulls first. There's the original concept art for the uniform and the helmet. Here's the offense in the dark jersey. And the unpainted guy is the quarterback. I'm doing him separately. And here's the defense in the red jerseys. I haven't painted skin tones on them yet or painted their platforms or numbers on any of the players yet. I usually do the platforms first, but I'm saving them till last this time. So things change slightly, as they sometimes do, from concept art to final design. And I want to show you what happened here. You see the horn shape on the shoulders of the light and dark jerseys? I decided to discard that once I actually started painting the figures because I thought a solid color in the shoulder would look better, especially with the side stripe. And so here, let's get a close up. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Once I get this in focus, you can see I think that looks sharp and flows better with the overall design with the stripe on the side. And then the other thing I decided to change was the logo on the helmet. As you can see here, originally it was a bull, but I replaced it with the bull's horn. And I think it just is, well, it was easier to paint, first off. And I think it looks really great on the side of the little helmet. And we'll get a close up look at the horn. See, I think that looks really sharp. Okay, and that's where I'm at right now. Iowa Bulls in progress. Okay, we're back, and I've got numbers on many of the figures. I'm going to go over some painting tips here. First thing I want to address, and this instruction is really for kids because I know the adults watching are already going to know this. Unless you have a dedicated surface to painting, like a drafting table, you want to protect the surface that you're working on. Now, I have a poster board down over this table, and you can see all the paint stains and everything. So, kids, make sure when you're painting to protect the furniture. Your mom and dad will thank me. Okay, so let me show you one of the tools I use. It's called Helping Hands, I believe, and I bought this at Hobby Lobby. It comes with clips and a magnifying glass. So I haven't painted the player's platform yet, and that's because I am choosing to hold the player by the platform on this clip while I paint the body. It's just a nice tool to use to steady the figure while you're painting. You could also put the figure on the table and maybe put a little bit of poster putty underneath his platform to hold him steady while you paint as well. Okay, let me show you a couple more tools. First up is this light that gets clipped onto the side of a table. Got this off of Amazon. There's a light, there's the magnifying glass. It's incredibly useful for miniature work. And this light is similar with the magnifying glass built in as well, but this one sits on its own stand instead of being clipped onto the table. I got that one at Hobby Lobby. Okay, painting numbers. I could never do it with one hand just like that. What I have to do is I have to steady the brush on one finger while holding it in the other hand. So I hold the brush in one hand, use the finger to steady, and that really helps. So now I'm going to show you me painting a number using that method. All right, let me see if I can show you how I do numbers. I'm going to try to do this without getting my hand in the way of the camera. But here's the punter. So I'm going to just give him a simple number like a 5. And I try to block number these things so it's the easiest way. And you see how I use both I balance the brush on my finger here. Let's get a different brush. get a thinner brush. And my first pass at these things is usually a little bit rough. But it's so much easier to make straight lines when you're making numbers. And let's see, get a little bit more red on my brush here. You need a small brush. Now I know a lot of guys do like toothpicks. I've done that too. The thing is with straight lines is you want to make it even with the figure, right? And, there's a number 5. Now, I'll probably work on this a little bit to get it straight, and it might need another coat of red to come out very clearly. Actually, it could be a little bit bigger. So I'll make it a little bit bigger. Come down here. Okay, and so that's pretty much how I make a number. Right now, I might have to make this 5 a little bigger. Because I've made the other. That's pretty much how I do it. See that raggedy edge there? Okay, I'm going to see if I can show you how I smooth that out. Hopefully my hands won't get in the way. But what we want to do is we want to there. Now that's a clean line. And here's how we're coming along with the numbers just to get a better look. These are the dark jerseys. That's going to be the offense. Let's get a close-up on 36 here. Obviously, the platform's got to be painted next. And here are the red jerseys, same thing. Got the numbers down. Got the entire uniform painted, including the logo on the side of the helmet, the skin tones down. Next up, the number on the front of the jersey, the platform, and then we'll be ready to seal them. And here they are, the Iowa Bulls. There's the defense. And here's the offense. They're all sealed with matte varnish on the bodies, gloss varnish on the helmets. They're ready to go. All they got to do is get based up, and they're ready for action.